Several of us, myself, Mike Iles, and a few other founders, we had a vision to create a company that had 1 foot in research, 1 foot in operations, to serve as a conduit between technology developers and operations, so technology transfer, and then bring new content and products to the public. Research, worked at the National Severe Storms Laboratory for off and on as a student and then as a full-time employee for as long as 13 years. Well, there was a lot of luck. We started the company in 2000, which, if you remember, was not the greatest year to have a company with the dot-com bust. We had a strong team. I had a lot of vision, a lot of desire to succeed, and so it was kind of a little bit of luck and a lot of hard work. I think in the early years, our focus was really on being a business-to-business wholesaler, where we were focused on providing other weather companies or businesses that had solutions already in place, but they needed additional information. So we were doing things like future radar, 10 years ago, and then producing, predictions of where it was going to rain 1 hour out exactly, to location, and alerting people on how much it was going to rain, with an hour lead time type thing. So it was that sort of innovation that was unique in the industry at that time. Well, when we started the company, we were mostly meteorologists. Our money guy, our CFO, was the only non-meteorologist in the group. So we had to, as we've grown the company, we've had to add a lot more expertise with respect to software engineering, classically trained software engineering, and then in much more business aspects, project management, business development. So the traditional business type aspects, and we have to keep a strong base in meteorology because that's who we are, but we have to add the support people, the support staff, and so on around that science base as well. Well, I think the folks that started the company, we all had that research and close proximity to operations already. So we sort of knew some of the pitfalls of that process, and we've earned a reputation, if you will, to have that ability to bring technology out of research, whether it be academia or government, and bring it in operations. So I think not necessarily the fact that we were commercial made it successful. I think it was just that we had been around the technology transfer process already in our careers, and that made it a little easier. Well, we think it's very important for WDT to be in Norman. We all have roots there. We maintain lots of relationships there. There's a lot of incredible research and study going on there as well. And so it's we kind of jokingly call it the Mecca of meteorology, if you will. And it's very valuable to bring a potential client or a partner to Norman and expose them to all the incredible things that are going on there. And then we have relationships with the other organizations there, whether it be formal, contractual, or just we see them at parties or we see them around town. We have a lot of strong relationships there, and so it's valuable to us. And then obviously we become an employer in the community as well, whether it be just meteorology or software engineering or business. So we have a strong relationship with the university and a strong relationship with the Norman weather community as a whole. I think our balance is changing somewhat, but I think it's more a matter of different markets, not necessarily changes in technology. Obviously, we have to continue to innovate. That's part of our mission, is to be innovative, and so we have to continue to do that. But it's not necessarily a change in philosophy; it's a change of who we might work with. So, obviously, other technologies that are surrounding us. Things like ubiquitous mapping, Google Maps, Google Earth, Bing Maps, so on. That gives us an outlet for information distribution. Things like power utilities and the explosion of GIS gives us another outlet. So it's not necessarily that we're doing anything vastly different than what we've done in the past. It's more about who are we working with. Yeah, it is a challenge. I've a bachelor's and master's degree in meteorology, both from University of Oklahoma, and but fortunately, my previous I worked as a National Weather Service Science and Operations Officer, if you will, for the '96 Atlanta Olympics. I was on loan from the government to the National Weather Service, from NSSL to the National Weather Service, and so that gave me a strong base in understanding the technology, because it was basically my responsibility to establish the systems and what kind of data we're going to use and what the user interfaces are going to be for the forecasters. So I had a little bit of that background, but technology is evolving so rapidly, and so it's a challenge to keep up. And then you have the aspects of running a company and making decisions about what the direction of the company is going to be. And so I get to do, and many of us who started the company get to do things now that we never dreamed we would be doing. So it's fun. It's never dull by any means. So it has been a great experience. Uncertain wouldn't be the word I'd use. I'd say options are there. It's definitely the explosion of mobile. I mentioned GIS already. Those are incredible technologies. Tablets that are coming out, and just the way people communicate, and social media, and all those aspects. It creates challenges, and not knowing necessarily if you chase an Apple process, is it the right thing to do, and where's Microsoft going to go? I mean, you're a huge company, and they're not just going to go away overnight, but so there's all of those keeping up with the Joneses, if you will, that you have to kind of do. But at the same time, it's exciting because you have new avenues to reach people, and you stay on the cutting edge, and you've got a real opportunity to create opportunity for yourself.